Good morning, YouTube. Hope everyone is doing well. Welcome back to another episode of the Rebuild series. We are getting ready to go train. We are going to hit some deadlift this morning, followed up by some arms. Overall feeling pretty okay. Woke up a little bit heavier than yesterday, but I'm not surprised because yesterday afternoon I was so thirsty. I don't know what was up. I normally have about a gallon of water every day, and yesterday I bet I wound up having like a gallon and a half, and a lot of that was just probably after 4 p.m. So I don't know why I was so thirsty, but not surprised I woke up a little bit heavier. No big deal on that. Sleep was pretty poor last night, but we're gonna do our best today. Overall, mentally, I'm all right. I was thinking yesterday as I was wrapping up the day that I feel like I'm kind of plateauing. So that's what's going on my brain right now, and not just like in the gym. I feel like kind of like on a little bit of a life plateau, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna try and start moving forward a little bit again. I'm not sure how, but that's my plan for today, what I'm gonna reflect on, what I'm gonna think on. But first things first, I'm gonna get some training out of the way. So I'm gonna drink the pre-workout, get warmed up, get this day rolling, and try and win this Friday. Let's go.
All right, YouTube, let's get this training footage review underway from this Friday training session. I'm a little bit behind on posting. I apologize about that, but there's a little bit more to that story, and that'll come out with the Friday training review. So, but anyways, back to Friday. So what we were doing was catching up from missing Monday of last week where we normally deadlift. So what the plan was to throw the deadlift movement into the arm day and just roll like that. And then what I decided to do beforehand, because we had been front squatting on Fridays as well, was I asked Caleb, like, hey, do you want a front squat before we deadlift or not? And then he said he was down, so we decided to keep the front squat intact before, which I've front squatted many a time before deadlift. I like it, actually. So we went 3 count pause front squat today. Nothing super heavy or anything. The gym got in this little new piece of equipment here for hamstrings, so decided to toss it in with my warm-ups. I liked it. Definitely, though, that to me, it's a finisher type movement. The stretch and the range of motion isn't what I would say is optimal for warming up. So if your hamstrings are already pretty fatigued and you're just looking to get that last little bit of blood flow, that little Dynabody hamstring curl would work great for that. So normal warm-up besides that, hyperextensions. We did 3 rounds on that, and then it was time. Hyperextensions, hamstring work, and then we did some seated hip adductors. So from there, it was time to get under the bar. 3 count pause front squat. What I was really looking to feel here was how the hips did. Wasn't looking to set a PR. Wasn't looking to do anything crazy. I just wanted to see how everything felt, and then the idea was how the paw, if I could extenuate or extend the time that I was in the bottom position, maybe be able to feel something to make the hips and hip flexors feel a little bit better. Overall, they felt great, though. I felt no pain, no anything like that, so that was solid. We went 45 for 1, 95 for 1, 135 for 1, and then the last set decided to jump up and hit 165 for 1. So super smooth. This was think of this as like just a really glorified deadlift warm-up in a way. We weren't pushing hard, weren't looking to strain too much, just trying to get loose, get the body awake, and all that kind of stuff. And then it was on to our deadlift movement of the day. We were going to go conventional off of 145. We were off of 245 plates last week, so we're dropping the height slowly. We went 135 for 3, and then we jumped up to 225. The good news was I felt primed and ready to go. The previous best I had done on this variation was 305. Now, I'm pretty sure I have beaten that before, but I didn't have it on this particular log. So that was the goal. I knew I should be able to beat that, no problem. So 135 for 3, 225 for 1, 275 for 1. Everything felt fine. Hamstrings felt good. Lower back felt good. I had noted last week that we felt a little bit of back problem, but no problem today. Then we jumped up to 345, and we pulled that. So super pumped for that. Beat the last time, which was 305, by quite a bit. So no complaints there. And then it was on to arm day. This felt not quite as good as the best arm day ever from last week, but this was pretty close. So we were a little bit pressed for time at this point. So what the breakdown is we did 2 movements per muscle group. So we started with triceps. So we went heavy tricep push downs, supersetted with behind the head extensions. Now, the plan for the layout of the workout was 1 heavy movement and then 1, lighter kind of slower squeezy stretch movement. And this combination worked well. I do recommend this for sure. We went 4 rounds on the tricep superset, and then it was on to biceps. Same exact plan. 1 heavy movement, immediately supersetted with a light squeezy movement. So we did alternating dumbbell curls, and then the slow and squeezy movement was a standing rope curl. My palms were facing up the entire time, and I just tried to keep my elbows locked in, and this was sick. I'm not gonna lie, this felt so good. That was a combo I definitely recommend, and we went 4 rounds on those. So super pleased with this arm day. That took like less than 30 minutes, so it was cool. From the garage, we got in with our GPP. We did a little bit of our ab complexes. I did some seated dumbbell curls, and then you're going to see me do these banded kind of Jane Fonda looking leg kicks off the rack. I had done these before as a warm-up and all that kind of stuff, and I'm starting to do them before our lunge just to get the hips mobilized, get the outer hip warmed up, and hopefully help rotate the hip joint open in a proper lunge position, so I could then get in a deeper lunge position without hip pain and slowly kind of work my hip mobility that way. That's the strategy behind that. We shall see how it works. But these light me up too, so it felt pretty good. Just do 20 reps aside, and then it was off to lunge. We went 130 meters today. Beautiful morning outside. It was a good Friday, a good start to the day. So I think we won it, and I think we got 1% better, which is the goal. So we're going to wrap it here. I hope you get 1% better. I hope you get some small wins. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you don't fall over while you lunge like I about just did. And I will see y'all next time.